It's Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser, where I go on a weekend cruise just about every weekend. And guess what? We've got a new weekend cruise ship on the market. So Celebrity has entered the weekend cruise market, sailing from Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale on the Celebrity Reflection. So if you're looking at coming here for a short 3 or 4 day cruise, wanted to share with you what this ship is like, what you can expect here on board the Celebrity Reflection. So to go over some stats, you know I like to do that just to set the expectation of what this ship is like. This ship is going to be coming in at about 125,000 gross tons. She's going to have 3,000 guests on here and about 1,200 crew members that you can expect. She is a Solstice class ship. She is the last Solstice class ship to come out in 2012. So you're going to see that she has one additional floor on the ship that you're not going to find on the other Solstice classes that are out there. So today's tour is going to start on deck 3. We're going to work our way up to 4 and 5, which are the inside common areas here. And then we're going to jump upstairs to the pool, the food, and show you everything that is on the outdoor decks upstairs. So hang tight and let's get into it. All right, as promised, let's start here on deck 3. So I am deck 3 midship is where I'm standing now. And this is a small little floor of common spaces. You're going to see guest relations over here on my right. That's somewhere you may need to go to. But it is, I call it a smaller floor because it very quickly turns into staterooms. So know that if you have one of these, a few staterooms on deck 3 beside of here, you may hear just a little bit of noise coming from this centrum area. But you've got guest services over here on the left. You're going to have the main, I would say, facility area where they're going to do a lot of parties, DJ parties, silent discos. All that's going to happen here in the Grand Foyer is what it's called. We also have, it's weekend cruises, so we're going to have a lot of groups here. See some people over there taking some group pictures now. And you're going to have the Passport Bar over here on the left-hand side. Now, Passport Bar to me is one of the least utilized bars on the ship. So if you want to place that, you can get away and kind of relax some. This is a good spot to come for pre-dinner drinks because it's not going to have that kind of a crowd to it. I was over at the Martini Bar, which I'm going to show you here in a second, yesterday, and my voice is a little raspy because it was loud and I was yelling. Another look at the Grand Foyer here, you see that there is a beautiful group there celebrating a 50th something, getting a picture on the stairway. You're going to have shore excursions over here on the left. So if you need to sign up for a shore excursion in Nassau, maybe you're coming to one of the few Coco K sailings, one of the new Coco K sailings, I should say, you can come and talk over here. You're also going to have 2 restaurants. So you can have Lumine over here, and they are actually eating breakfast right now because it's about 10 something in the morning. So I'm not going to go in there and disturb everybody that is eating, but this is for your suite or retreat guest. So if you have a suite, you can come here to Lumine and you'll be able to partake. The food there is a higher quality. Coming up now to deck 4. You're going to see that kind of continues. You're going to have restaurants always on the aft section of the ship. Over here on the right, we're going to have Opus Dining Room. This is where everybody else is going to eat. So if you do not have a suite, you're going to come in here to the Opus Dining Room. Again, you see that they are in the process of eating, so we're going to leave all those folks alone right now. There are 2 bathrooms here, so notice, keep your eyes open for bathrooms. So no, it's always where you want them, but they're traditionally outside of the restaurants. You're going to have Cellar Masters over here on the right-hand side. So moving towards the forward section of the ship, you have Cellar Masters. This is wine bar is what it is. On some of the other ships, it comes out to be more of a sports bar. So you see there's sports playing over there on the right. But on this ship, it is certainly more of a wine bar. The actual bar, which is normally over here on the right on the other class of ships, is not here. It is missing. So if you want an actual bar, that's not the best spot. Casino is going to be on the right-hand side of the ship. And forgive me, I'm not using port and starboard. It's too early in the morning for me to think about that. You've got your Martini Bar over here. So this is one of the most popular bars. If you're coming here, this is where I sat last night, and so I'm a little bit hoarse because it was popular. They put on a great show here as well, the bartenders. So you see the lights come up on the bar. They're going to do a little show for you with a mixology, throwing bottles all around. And really cool, this right here turns into an ice bar as well. So it keeps your martinis super cold. If you like martinis, I hear the chocolate espresso and the lemon drop are a fantastic option to be able to get. Coming through here on the left, this is where it feels like Las Vegas to me. So you're going to have your casino over on the right. You don't have to cut through the casino. So if you're like me, I kind of try to avoid that. I know I've talked about that on a few other videos. I don't necessarily hang out in the casino anymore. You're going to have your shops over here on the left. And these are your more common shops, I'll call them, where the prices are more reasonable. You can get your ship models, which I collect. You all have seen those in my house. So this is a good spot if you want to come and buy some reasonably priced stuff. You're also going to have your Park West gallery. So if you want to purchase art while you're on board, check it out. Just make sure you're doing your research on Park West and know if that's going to be a good decision for you or not. You're also going to have the bar here as well. I don't even know the name of this bar, but there is normally nobody sitting here. So if you want the absolute quietest, I said Passport downstairs was the quietest. I think everybody forgets about this one because it's literally in a hallway. So check that one out. You're also going to have future cruises over here. So if you want to come in and get your next cruise, there's some onboard credit they'll give you. They'll be more than glad to help you out. This is also, it's not the grand foyer, but this is another foyer that they do have. They'll do a lot of activities here. They'll have game shows, and the folks from entertainment staff will be working with you here and put on different events that you can go to. Celebrity Central. This is like their mini theater. Let's see what's going on in here. I'm going to be quiet for just 1 second. Make sure that there's not programming going on. And there is not. So here's Celebrity Central. On this short cruise, I don't know that they've actually done anything in here. Traditionally, they'll play maybe a movie in here. They'll do a late night comedian or something like that. But our late night comedian was in the theater, which we're going to go to next. This is just a really small theater that they'll do some game shows and things like that. But I don't think we did that on our setting. At least I've not seen it on the Cruise Compass. It is my first weekend here on Celebrity Reflection. It is the first weekend of Celebrity Reflection since they have entered the market. So I'm still figuring out all of her schedule. Luckily, I will be back. Coming into the theater, let's show you this. The theater here is actually quite large. It is a good size. They have short excursions going on now, taking people over to Nassau to swim with some pigs probably. But this is what you can expect in the theater. I recommend sitting not in this top row just because you can see the ceiling comes down just a little bit and it's going to obstruct your view some. So I'd recommend going down a few rows to get away from that. Coming upstairs, you're going to have the balcony. So if you're like me and you're not necessarily sure if you want to stick around for a show or not, this is always a good spot where you can hopefully sneak out and not disturb the people around you if the show's just not for you. And honestly, if it's not for you, I don't blame you for leaving. One thing that I like that they do in this theater, see they have a glass barrier down there keeping you from falling over. It is not a metal bar or something that you have to look through. It's glass. So this is really, really well done and a really good capacity. You're also going to find the restrooms for the theater are on the lower level. I don't think that we have them up here. Sneak through the door here. So we've now snuck through the door and we've gone up to deck 6 now is where we're at. So we're at the forward section of the ship. Entertainment, always think forward section. That's where your theaters are going to be. I'm going to quickly swing you outside. This isn't really where a lot of chairs are, but they do have some chairs here for you to enjoy. The chairs outside on Celebrity I've always found to be cushioned and to be really, really nice. There's more down there by Cafe El Bacho, which we're going to get to in a second, which is more my speed of where I like to sit. Coming through here, you're going to have your high-end shops. So if you're looking at dropping a little bit of money on the cruise, you're on vacation, spend, live your best life. This is where you're going to find your smell goods, your purses, jewelry, whatever it is you may be looking for. Over on the right, you're going to see you have your photo gallery in Moore Park West. So you're going to have the photo gallery folks that you can come talk to about your package. Most of them are digital these days, so you can just grab them and go and save a little bit of money that way. More ways to get outside. So plenty of places to sneak out. Pieces of time if you're looking for watches. My favorite over here on the right, the Omega store, which fortunately I don't have any Omega. That is not quite in my budget. And then you're going to have up here the world-class bar. This is where they'll do a couple of events. Nothing too special, but this bar has a good mix of folks. It doesn't stay too terribly busy, but it does have some good energy to it, and it's not quite feeling like it's in a busy hallway. Walking over here to the other side just to show you that this hallway doesn't go anywhere. So if you're walking on deck 6, you're going to want to make sure that you stay on the other side of the ship from here, because this just goes down to some tables. So if you're here for a conference, maybe you'll be able to register down there, but that actually doesn't go anywhere. Or if you just want a quiet place to sneak away with a table, that'll be a good option for you. Coming back into the Grand Foyer section. This is where you're gonna have sushi on 5. So if you want to do something fancy one night, if you want to do a specialty restaurant, there's tons of them on this ship. Sushi on 5 is one of those. So check it out. They do have dining packages available. I really should get one just to show you all what the food is like here, but I haven't done that yet. And on the other side, you're gonna have Cafe Al Baccio. So this is my favorite place. I spend more hours over there than I would like to admit, but this is where they have the coffee and cafe. So you've got a classic package, you'll be able to use that, or you can always buy it a la carte, and they're gonna have some free pastries and food that they will give you as well. But I personally love my iced Americano with soy milk. Keeping moving towards the aft section of the ship. So again, we're moving from the forward section to the aft. Just gonna quickly pop over here and show you, this is where the loyalty desk is. Actually, I say that. Yes, this is your captain's club. So you can come here when they are open, chat with them about any status that you may have or points that haven't posted, whatever you may need, they'll be able to help you out. Flipping back to the other side of the ship now. And I'm gonna pop outside real quick just to show you the seating here. This is where I like to go. So we're outside of Cafe Al Baccio. And it is a beautiful day here in Nassau. So you see they've got the chairs here that I just think are a little bit more comfortable, and they do adjust as you go further down. If you've been watching the news recently, there's been a lot of talk about the Coco K Beach Club. So that should be going somewhere over here, not Coco K Beach Club, but the Bahamas Beach Club that Royal is gonna be building. I'm curious to see if Celebrity is gonna have access to that as well. Now that Celebrity is going to Coco K, that very well could be the case. Quicker take of El Baccio. This is just coming in from the other direction. More importantly, you've got the gelato over here. So if you have elite status or higher, you can get a free scoop of gelato that you can come and take part at. I've never actually seen them serve espresso over here. That's always at the other bar. But they do make their waffle cones fresh here. And if you are here when they are making waffle cones, good luck resisting the urge to get some gelato, because it is an amazing smell. It's probably my favorite smell. As with all Solstice class ships, you've got this weird room here that I've never understood the purpose of this room and why they have it. It is pretty, it's decorative, but I don't get it. So if you know why they have this room here with everything on the ceiling, they did this on a few Solstice class ships, let me know in the comments. I'd be curious to see what your thoughts are and why they do that. Coming back over here, you're gonna have Michael's Club. See if I can quickly sneak into Michael's Club if I'm not gonna disturb anybody. Good morning. Can I do a quick video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So this is for your retreat guest and suite guest. So if you come in here, they're gonna have a nice little section for you to hang out, nice and cozy, sneak away from everybody. Good morning, fellas. They're also gonna have complimentary drinks for you. You see them all stacked up over there on the right. And you're gonna have a coffee machine over here that I know a lot of people are fans of. Thanks, everybody. Well, that coffee machine's under maintenance, so that might not work for you. But that is Michael's Club. I've actually never stayed in a retreat here on Celebrity, but that is something that is absolutely on my list. So again, we're in a section now that is deck 6 aft. So they don't have anything else in this section on decks 4 or 3. It is only, or decks 5 or 4. I think I'm getting that right. This is the only place that they have that. Here's Murano. This is gonna be your French bar, French bistro. This is probably the most elegant and fancy diner on the ship. So if you want a really special occasion, if you're celebrating something, an anniversary, a birthday, this may be a good spot for you to check out and come and get a reservation for. You're also gonna have live music at this bar. This bar does stay pretty popular. I don't know if it's because of the live music, but you see it is set up for a little bit of a band. They'll have a guitarist there, they'll have a musician of some kind, but they do have some things that are going on here. On the right-hand side is gonna be another one of the restrooms for the gentleman. The female is just directly behind me right now. Walking all the way to the aft section of the ship. They like to hide these things. And actually, this is my first time walking down here. This is the beauty of cruise ships being similar. So I've been on 2 of our sister ships, and so I know where I'm going because they're all laid out about the same. You're gonna have cuisine over here on the right. So this is the imaginative restaurant. Gonna be a little bit interactive, but you can see that it is a pretty space. I don't know that cuisine is anybody's favorite. I feel like it is geared towards a younger crowd a little bit, but you're also gonna have blue over here. So if you are in a aqua class suite, you're gonna have access to Blue, which is an elevated dining experience, main dining room. I love the smoothies in the morning. If you're looking at this, Blue is a nice experience. But if you're looking at the costs of getting into Blue, I'm kind of fine doing the regular main dining room because it is good there too. Coming back here to Tuscan Grill, I feel like this is most people's favorite. It is backlit right now, so I'm gonna come around. Good morning. I'm gonna come around and see if I can't show you some of it. It's a beautiful day here in Nassau if you're looking outside. So if you are doing a sail away from Miami, this might be a spot where you wanna come and see Miami in the background. Or I say Miami, I'm not out of Miami, this is out of Port Everglades. I've changed it up this weekend. But this is the Italian restaurant, and it is a lot of people's favorite on board the Celebrity Solstice class, which is a reflection ship. All right, so now I'm gonna pop upstairs to the outdoor spaces. There are a few other spaces internally in the ship that I'm gonna quickly highlight, and I'm gonna do those all at the same time. I'm not gonna stop on each individual floor to show you one thing just to save some time, and then we're gonna come out upstairs, and I'm gonna show you the outdoor spaces here on board the Celebrity Reflection. All right, so we are now on deck 7, looking at deck 7 and deck 6 down below. Deck 6 is where you're gonna have your eye lounge. So this is if you need a computer, if you need to print tickets to an air flight, this is where you're gonna come to be able to do that. If you come up to deck 7, you're gonna see it is a beautiful area, well lit, and it is gonna be your hideaway. Great spot for reading. And you've got 2 little cocoons up on deck 8 that you'll also be able to just sit in and kind of hide away, if you will. All right, so I came up a few more floors this time to show you 3 more. Down on deck 9, you see that's the darker floor there. That is game on. So if you want to play dominoes, you want to play mahjong, you want to play something with cards, that's going to be a great spot for you to go and hang out. Going up to deck 10, you'll see that that is the library, and it is beautifully lit. So if you want air conditioning, but still feel like you're getting a little bit of sun, this might be a good spot for you. They also have tons of books that you can check out. And I say check out, really it's on a trust basis, so you take it with you when you want it. And they've got it in numerous different languages. That's one thing that I always appreciate about cruise ship libraries. And then coming up here to deck 12, you can kind of see through there that that is going to be your concierge and captain's club. So I mentioned captain's club was downstairs on the earlier floor on deck 4. However, this ship has not gone to dry dock yet, so she is still sitting up here as your concierge, captain's club concierge, able to assist you with anything with your loyalty program, the captain's club here on Celebrity. So now we have come to deck 12 forward. Here you will see lots of light. You will think you'll be able to get outside. You cannot get outside from this floor. You're going to instead find the spa here on board the Celebrity Reflection on one side, and then if you spin over to the other, you're going to see the fitness center. So the spa here is where you can get a haircut, you can get a massage. They've also got a thermal spa back there that you can sign up for. Got spin classes going on, but don't feel like you have to pay for a spin class here because they have Peloton bikes. So I have a Peloton subscription. If you want to follow me at Peloton, it is Cruise Ship Spinner over there. But this gym is a really good gym for celebrity. I've been at other celebrity gyms that I don't appreciate so much, but I do want to quickly show it to you. The things that I look for in here that they did have was a Smith machine, and they've got a cable station. And their weights go up to, I think, 100 pounds, which is really cool. The restrooms, changing facilities are going to be down this hallway. And one thing that I get a lot of questions on is there a sauna that you can take advantage of free, complimentary on the ship? On this ship, the dry sauna is complimentary, and it is in that locker room that I just pointed out. However, if you want the full thermal experience, there is a charge for that through the spa over here on the other side. So now we're going to pop upstairs, and this is where you can actually get outside. The first time that I came here, I came to deck 12, saw all the light coming in from the windows, and try to get outside, and you can't do that. Notice we just went from 12 to 14. There is not a deck 13 on here for superstitious reasons, I guess. Sky Observation Lounge, one of my favorite spots to come and hang out. I love all the light that's in here. They'll do some activities. You have certain parties up here. This is where the late night DJ has been hanging out for us. But it gives you amazing views. And there's a nice bar here. So this, compared to some of its sister ships, is where I see a pretty large difference in how it's designed and laid out. There's not a lot of chairs, surprisingly, up here by the windows, which I think is where most people want to hang out. I think people actually wind up dragging the chairs to be farther up here to the forward section of the ship and to be able to see out. You'll see we are in Nassau today with a bunch of other ships, but this is a really, really large space. And the way that the other ships are designed, not to knot the reflection, but our sister ships, this area is much nicer. Not that this area is not nice, not saying that, but they've put the focus on looking outside. And when you're leaving a port, it's just really nice to be able to have a spot to go to and see the sail away or celebrate the sail away in an air-conditioned environment, especially if it's raining, it's cold, or it's just too hot. The only thing that I've done up here for this 3-night is karaoke. Did not sing, but I came up here and supported some of the other folks who were participating in karaoke. All right, so let's get outside. I know everybody wants to see, what do the pools look like on board the Celebrity Reflection? And they are a good size. They've not been too terribly crowded because we have been in port both days. So you've got the solarium, which, interestingly enough, the solarium on Celebrity ships now have a family hour. So if you have kids from 5 to 7, you can bring them into the Celebrity or the Zen area. Not sure if you can hear the meditation or spa music playing in the background. It is still probably about 10:30 in the morning here, so it is relaxing. The pool over there is super nice and bright in here. It is not air conditioned, or at least it doesn't feel air conditioned right now. So it's still warm in here, which I like. I've been on other ships where their solarium is air conditioned, and I'm cold. You're also on the other side gonna have the cafe. There's another cafe way over there in the back right-hand side. This is a cool spot to go for breakfast in the morning. If you want a smoothie, something healthy, they've got some meat options over there. Coming back outside, or coming actually initially outside, these nice chairs here are all first come, first serve. So if you want those, get an early bird and you'll be able to grab them. So as we're in Nassau today, you're gonna see a few more people over here, but it is not too bad just yet. You've got your bar over here, and there are 2 levels of seating to their pool, and there's 2 pools, multiple hot tubs. And one thing that I appreciate here is that the hot tubs are not overrun with children. Children are not banned from Celebrity cruises. However, the ships are not designed for kids. As you can see, there's not much that a kid can do here. Looks like we're gonna have a show from the activities coming up.
If you would like to participate, we're gonna be having our aqua fun fitness dance.
Oh, it's a dance class. Glad I'm getting out of here for that, as I am not a dancer. But they'll do some Bago tournaments, they'll do some dance classes. They've got different things that they will do from the main stage there to keep you entertained. And they're fun, if nothing else. Let's see, we're coming now towards the aft section of the ship, the Ocean View Cafe. It's gonna be a little bit busy, so I'm gonna quickly walk through the cafe. It is breakfast time, so a quick check of the watch. It is actually 10:03, so I was definitely wrong on my prior time period. So this is breakfast. The things you need to know here: ice cream's on the left, right there, and then on the right-hand side, you're gonna have your bar and cafe. All the stations here kind of repeat, so you're gonna see a lot of the same things over and over. So if there's a line at one section, make sure you're just walking towards another section, and you're gonna find the same exact stuff. So I do a lot of the scrambled eggs you see there, then I come up here and hit the fruit, grab some salmon, and then I'm walking all the way back here to the back. Again, left and right-hand side, does not matter which side you come to. Pro tip though, make sure you're coming back here to the back to eat and to grab your coffee and your drinks. So if you want water, whatever have you, this station here is always empty. There's normally nobody here getting any of the coffee, hanging out. They're always at that middle section. Come back a little bit. I'd also encourage you to eat outside. This is one of my favorite things to do on any cruise line, is to eat outside. You've got beautiful views of Nassau. This is really well attended right now. So I think that this is the best thing to do. My table has been this one over here on the right, where you can escape and get away. So you don't feel the wind there, you're kind of out of the hustle and bustle. It's a good place for me to sit. You'll know that I kind of hide a little bit when I come onto the ships when I'm eating and things of that nature. So that's where I've liked to go. You're also gonna have up here one of your outdoor bars, and this is an awesome place. Again, sail away if you want a drink, you want to see a sunset. This is the Sunset Bar. So this is where you're gonna come to do all of that. Cushions, padded chairs, it's a wonderful spot. Got some grass over here. And I forget what these little balls are called. Is that, not mahjong, there's a name to it. Let me know in the comments what the game with the balls over here is. You're also gonna have bathrooms up here. And on the other side, you're going to have a smoking section. So you've got smoking and non-smoking section also here at the Sunset Club, or Sunset Bar. Coming around the corner, you're gonna see we have the lawn. This is a space on this ship where you got to pay for a lot of stuff. So I've not really taken advantage of it simply because you got to pay a little bit. So these are reservable for a certain price. So if you want a good shaded spot, you want to know that you've got your own place to hang out, you can reserve this. They've also got through there the Lawn Club. So I had friends that ate over there. Hey, Meryl and Dave. They ate there Friday night and could not talk more highly about it. It's a outdoor space. It's got some good shade in there, but it's more of a steakhouse, it seems like. So if that's something you may be interested in, you can check that out. They'll also play some movies. They've got a game going on now, and it's a good place to hang out. It is not close to the pool. So if you're somebody who enjoys a pool, I would not recommend you hang out in this section, simply because the pool is way down here. So it's gonna take you a while to get there. You've also got the perch. The perch is the seafood option on board the cruise ship. Haven't heard anybody that have eaten there, but if you have, let me know. This it looks like a really good time. It's like casual elegance in there with the way the chairs are and the way that it's designed. I probably, if I was coming on here, my first choice of specialty restaurant would be Monero. I think I'm saying it right, incorrectly, maybe. That we saw downstairs on deck 5. That would be my first go-to place because it looks like the nicest, and it's the French bistro. From there, I would want to hit up the Lawn, which is going to be your steakhouse. Not that I always get steaks, but I would give it a quick whirl. So we are now walking towards the aft section of the ship. You've got your pool down here again. Chairs are turned away from it, so you're looking out. So if you want to flip that around so you can actually see outside or see down to the pool and do some good people watching, you can certainly do that as well. You're then gonna have the mast bar. So if you want a drink, this is a good spot. This is also a smoking section up here on this deck. So if you want to be close to a bar and grab a cigarette, you can do that here. Coming back over, this is a much better view, and the sun is cooperating with us of the pool. So you see there's 4 main hot tubs here, 2 main pools, and looks like they're gonna be doing a class in the middle section coming up. And then you can have the Mass Grill. I know in my last celebrity video, I missed this because I stayed on the other side and didn't swing over, so I've learned my lesson. Here is the Mass Grill. So if you want something quick and easy by the pool, you don't want to get dressed to go inside, what have you, they're gonna have your hamburgers, hot dogs, French fries, all that great stuff over here. And there's also a water station where you can make sure you stay hydrated. If you're out here in the sun, if you got a drink package of any kind, please make sure you're drinking lots of water to stay hydrated. We're gonna keep walking back here to the aft section of the ship. This is honestly kind of where the main section of the ship is going to conclude. So you've got a track that's gonna turn through the hallway there, and then you can come back inside here. I'm gonna see how I'll do this. I'll pop inside action. I'm gonna come out on the other side again and show you the Solstice Deck from the other way, just to make sure I don't forget to come back here. So X Club is going to be up here on this deck as well. We're on deck 15 aft. So if you're ages 13 to 17, you can come hang out here. I've probably seen maybe 5 people on this sailing that qualify in that age bracket. Camp at Sea is where you're going to go for the smaller kids. And I will say that there are more infants on this ship that I have seen more of kids under the age of 2. But between the ages of 2 and 17, it's not really happening. Coming back over here to the other side of the ship, you'll see that this is the Solstice Deck. So I'm gonna quickly show you what this is. This is for your retreat guest. So I'm not gonna have, actually I was gonna say I wouldn't have access to it, but there's not a gate here preventing me from coming up to the Solstice Deck. So let me show you the Solstice Deck. Love it when it works out like this. So you're gonna have my favorite thing, cushioned chairs. The things you need to know about that, it is a dark color. It is gonna soak up the sun, so please make sure you put down a towel or you test it out before you sit there, because it will get warm. Coming back to the back, I'm gonna show you the downward view of this. We're gonna look down to deck 15 so that I don't walk down there. But you've got additional seating back here, so if you want to really escape the crowd and go somewhere different, this is a place that is always quiet. The only thing that makes it not quiet is you've got the only thing geared towards kids here, and that is going to be your basketball court. And they'll do multiple different things there, but that's what's gonna happen. That is, I think, the only appeal to kids, and if you're too young, that's still not gonna quite cut it. So, here is the rest of the Solstice Deck. See that it is the same thing on each side that is here. I'm surprised that there's not a gate. At least I thought this was for retreat guests, but I could be totally wrong on how they designed this. But this is a place that I would certainly recommend. There's a good breeze that's up here, so come and check it out. So this concludes the full ship walking tour of the Celebrity Reflection, the newest cruise line to enter the weekend market, Celebrity Cruises. So I am excited to see what they're going to be able to do here, and I think they've put a really good ship in Fort Lauderdale and Port Everglades for us to be able to take quick, easy weekend cruises on. All right, everybody, this is Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser. Hope to see you on a weekend cruise soon.